I'm Roger Urbanek with Roger's Outdoor channel. Today we're going to go for a drive, and we're going to do a virtual drive through the state. I'm going to start near the Seattle area, and we're going to head east and primarily cover the north, the central and south part of the state, and maybe loop around, and come back to Seattle a different direction from the Portland area. So I'm going to hit some of the highlights that I've really enjoyed over the years of doing this drive. I've driven it many, many times, but we try to stop along the way, really enjoy the trip. I'm going to give you the highlights, but rather than try to memorize what I'm saying about, talking about on the trip, I've attached there's a link to my video that will have all of the individual sites that I've seen on the route that I'm describing today are going to be there, so that you can kind of say, okay, yeah, we'll skip that one, but I want to see this, and just kind of pick and choose what you want to see, how much time that you want to spend on the trip, and take your time driving. I mean, just don't rush yourself. Try to see stuff and do things that are fun to you. I mean, make this a, in the old days I used to just, where am I going? Okay, let's jump in the car and get there, Well, I don't do that anymore. I look for things along the way. Hey, are there wildflowers out? Is there animals along the way? What's interesting out there, that I can see, that I can tell my friends about when I get home. So, as along the way, I start from Seattle, I maybe get to Issaquah and look for some of the hang gliders. I get to North Bend and maybe take a tour through town to get some inexpensive gas there and groceries, and I'll move on to Ellensburg. I'll take the exit 109 off from Ellensburg on my trip today, which is Canyon Road. 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. For 30 miles, you're going to go through this canyon, and it takes you an extra, you can do it 15 minutes faster if you take the freeway, but don't miss this drive. It is cool. This canyon is full of wildlife. If you like wildlife, you're going to see wild turkey, you're going to see bighorn sheep, you're going to see deer. Especially during the summer, they're easier to see because the hill, the grass burns out on the hill, and the only green grass is right next to the river that you're driving along, the Yakima River, and the deer are standing in the water and feeding on this green grass. And you're going to see boats of fly fishermen going by, and you're going to see the students from Central Washington University rent rafts and float down the river, and just, it's a big party place. I mean, great fly fishing and just cool scenery all along the way. You get to Yakima, you'll see several different mountains, Mount Rainier, Mount Adams, etc. Out in the view, out in the distance, the scenery is just great. You go past Yakima about, at Yakima, sometimes I'll turn to the right and I'll go about 12 miles, and if it's winter time, I'll watch them feed the bighorn sheep and the elk. But today we go south, and we take Highway 97 about 5 miles out of town and cut over to Toppenish. I'll take a quick detour, look at the murals on the sides of all the buildings in Toppenish. There's a Mural a Day Society that's painted these things for years. There's probably 70, 80 buildings that have murals on them. Well worth the trip. Cool scenes and all that. So you continue on 97 to Goldendale. You maybe stop at the observatory, take a little tour, free tour. It's, where else can you get a free observatory? And look through the telescope yourself. Go a little further south, you'll come to Maryhill Museum if you turn to the right, or you turn to the left and continue on 97. You head down the hill, and just before you do, on your left is a place called Stonehenge. It's an exact replica of England's Stonehenge. And a guy by the name of Sam Hill built this thing to honor the World War I veterans. Free tour, you can't beat the price, take it. Go down the hill, get to Maryhill State Park. You'll see, if you pull in there on the left, you'll see the first stretch of pavement that was built in the United States. Samuel, of course, put it in. You know, he's done everything in that area. Instead of going across the bridge at this point, we like to take a right-hand turn, go for about 15 miles. You'll come to a place called Horse Thief State Park. The Native American tribes asked the Corps of Engineers to save the history that they have in pictographs and petroglyphs there, and to excavate them and bring the rocks up to the state park, and you'll see some really cool artwork there, worth a stop. At this point, the trip's getting a little bit long for one-day trips. We usually kind of pull over, stop at a place maybe but the Dalles, Oregon. There's another bridge to cross. Stop there, no sales tax in Oregon, food's great, room's inexpensive. You'll drive along the river, you're going to see that, when the dams that you'll pass will have locks in them that allow for shipping to come up, allow for some tourist cruise ships to go up the river. Keep heading south, or west at this point, along the, from Dalles, once you kind of refuel and kind of rest a little bit. Make sure you stop at Mount Noma Falls on the way back. It's really one of the most scenic waterfalls around. It's about halfway before you get to Portland. And then cut off on I-5, start heading home. You're almost there. But before you get there, you're going to pass points like Mount Rainier National Park. I mean, they got cool stuff to see there. If you've got the time, pull off, go to, take some hikes around there, look at the wildflowers if it's the right time of year. Same thing, Mount St. Helens National Park, not to, that's along the way, and a lot of history and famous things there as well. You'll pass other interesting things along the way, but those are the highlights. Pick some of those highlights, put them in your trip, plan your trip. Don't drive for more than maybe 3 hours at a time. Get out, stretch your legs, see some of these places that I'm talking about. Look at the detailed notes that I have to give you some ideas of where to stop. And, but above all, just, journal it, take pictures, enjoy the trip, relax. If you like this, the format that I have these trips, please give us some feedback. I'm considering actually doing one for all of the driving that we've done around the country in our camper van, having some more of these. So if I get enough response from, hey, I like this trip, do more of them, I might expand what I'm doing, beyond just Washington State. So anyway, if you see me out there driving, don't forget to wave.